What's going on, guys? Back with another 330x portfolio and market update. So what happened on the market in the past 7 days? The judge on the Coinbase case confirmed that secondary sales of crypto assets on the Coinbase exchange do not violate securities laws. Bitcoin rallied on the news, and of course my portfolio followed with a massive jump of over 7k. I briefly had a new coin in my portfolio, but I decided to sell it at a loss. I have an update on the Binance Nigeria lawsuit. XRP launches a new stablecoin, and as always, much more. But before we get to any of that, guys, please, for me, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click that noti bell. Now let's get into the video. Alright guys, we're going to start with a brief look at my portfolio. You can see that I started the week with around 83.5k. Then it went down all the way to 75k, continued stagnating for about 3 days, then started moving back to the upside. We had some very good news from Coinbase and the rally continued. I'm now sitting at 82k, and as I told you earlier, I briefly had a new token in my portfolio. And that token is Metados. I sold 1.5k of COTI and 1.5k of GFAO to buy 3k of Metados. I literally bought this token a few hours after it launched. And the reason why I bought it is because this is a brand new game with less than 4 million market cap and potential interest from Alex Becker. Or at least I thought it was at the time. And now I'm going to explain to you why this is not true. So first of all, this token is not even on CoinMarketCap. The ticker is second, and if you type it in, you can see that it doesn't show up. The only thing you can see is the DEX pairs, but that's not what I'm interested in because it doesn't show you the market cap and the fully diluted market cap. However, it is listed on CoinGecko, so we're going to go over to CoinGecko and have a look at it on there. And there it is, 60 million fully diluted market cap. However, we still can't see the market cap. And you see, the market cap is very important, guys, because if it has a very low market cap but a very high fully diluted market cap, that means that the token is going to experience a lot of inflation. And you know what inflation does to your money, right? It decreases the value of your money, and we don't want to do that. So we need to see the current market cap, and we need to see the vesting schedule. The vesting schedule tells you exactly how many tokens are going to be released and when. So now we're going to go over to CryptoRank. Straight away you can see that 95% of the token supply has been locked, 4% has been unlocked, and 0.97% will be unlocked on the next unlock event. Now if we scroll down to where it says unlock events, we're going to find out that the next unlock event is on May the 3rd, 2024. And the tokens that are being unlocked will be around 1% of the total supply. Now you already have 4% unlocked, and you're adding 1% to that number. That 1% is 25% of the 4% you have unlocked already. This means that the token will experience a 25% inflation on May the 3rd. Not only that, but the next token unlock event will be on May the 4th and every single day after that. Now the supply that is being unlocked every day after that will be 0.03%, which is a very negligible amount. However, it's being released every single day. On May the 4th, we're going to have 5.1% unlocked. Now let's scroll down to June the 4th and see what the unlocked supply will look then. Here we are, June the 4th, and the unlocked supply will be 7.11%. So we've gone from 5 to 7%, which means we're adding extra 40%. And our investment is going to decrease in value by another 40%. You see, the inflation of this token is just humongous. If you buy now and hold for just 2 months, in the first month, you experience a 25% inflation, so your investment will decrease in value by 25% just by token unlocks, and in the second month, it will reduce by a further 40%. Holding this token at this time is just ridiculous. Now, in some situation, this might be okay. Like for example, if Alex Becker backed this game, you'll get a 10 to 20x and you wouldn't care about a 25% decrease and a 40% decrease because you will still be profitable in the end. However, this is not realistic for this token at this time, and I'll explain why. If we scroll back up to the vesting schedule right here, you'll see the tokens from the private sale and the seed sale will only start unlocking in June and July. If Alex Becker happened to invest in this project, he probably would have invested either in the private rounds or the seed rounds, and he will only start to receive his tokens in June or July. So why on earth would Alex Becker publicly back this project right now and pump the price of this project right now when he doesn't even have his tokens, so he's not going to benefit from it? You see, if Alex Becker invested in the private round for this project, he will first receive 5% in June 2024 and then 0.31% daily for 10 months, leading to April 2025. And if he invested into the seed round, he will receive 3% in July 2024 and then 0.2% daily for the next 16 months leading to November 2025. So, in my opinion, Alex Becker will not just publicly back a project and pump its price without being able to benefit from it. He'll most likely wait for some time, get some of his tokens released, and then look to pump the price of this project, because then he'll have some leverage on the market. And whether you like it or not, crypto is a player versus player game. So everybody looks to have leverage on the market. I'm not saying that Metados is a bad project and you shouldn't invest in it or whatever. What I'm saying is we'll most likely see massive spikes up in this project near the end of the year. So you have from now till the end of the year to accumulate more tokens of this project. And I don't think that this is a good time to buy, but this is only my personal perspective. And I only think so because in my opinion, we do a massive correction which will come with the Ethereum ETF denial. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I made a mistake. I saw this token being shilled on the internet, I aped in like a stupid baboon without doing my own research, and I lost 1k. So the point is that FOMO can make you lose control. That is why it is critical to do your own research. Even if you're not ready to invest in a token, even if you're just thinking about it, just do some research on that token. Make sure it's the right time to buy. And guys, if you want me to make a video about how to do your research, leave a comment down below and let me know. Now back to Metados, I bought this token around 0.08 or 0.09 and I sold it around 0.06. So yes, I bought the top and I sold the bottom. Luckily, I only invested 3k, so I lost 1k out of it. Now, in my opinion, and this is not investment advice, but this token will probably continue to go down over the next 2 or 3 months, then probably find its Wyckoff accumulation level, and that will be the point at which I will look to buy, because shortly after the Wyckoff accumulation level, tokens start to go back to and even above all-time highs. Now let's have a look at the game itself, and it is a really good game. It's a 5v5 shooter game, very similar to League of Legends. I'm going to play you a little clip of the trailer they have.
Player, ready for landing.
Let's do it!
Yahoo! Cover!
Yeah!
Yeah guys, so 5 different characters, 5 different abilities. You can see there's something about time. That's probably why the token is called second, but overall the game looks really good, and it does have potential for mainstream adoption, especially if someone like Alex Becker backs it. Really good game, is just not the right time to buy. Okay, now moving on to some news. Nigeria court adjourns hearing for Binance execs tax evasion cases. Now guys, I've covered this before on the channel, and you know that Nadeem Nanjawala alongside his Binance colleague were invited into Nigeria to solve problems related to Binance, but were then put into custody. However, Nadeem Nanjawala asked to go to a mosque to pray. He then used that opportunity to escape the Nigerian police. Now, the Nigerian court is not able to serve Nadeem with the charges, so instead they've adjourned the court hearings. The Binance Holdings hearing has been adjourned till April 8th, and the case against Gambarian and Nanjawala have been adjourned until April 19th. And this is all happening while Binance said in a blog post that Gambarian has no decision-making power in Nigeria and should be left out of discussions on Wednesday. Gambarian's wife started a petition on March 30th to bring him home. This is really not what you want to see from the authority of a country. Now, moving on to better news. Coinbase wins the appeal. Secondary sales of crypto assets are not securities. Now, I have covered this on the channel before, but essentially Coinbase was being sued by the SEC for allowing unregistered securities to trade on its platform. Coinbase of course argued that cryptos are not unregistered securities and that there is not an investment contract between traders. Instead, it's just a decentralized wallet connecting to another decentralized wallet through the exchange and allowing for these trades to happen. The court has now ruled in favor of Coinbase. So yes, Coinbase won the battle but hasn't won the war yet. Of course, this is an ongoing story and I'll keep you updated when I know more. Now on other Coinbase news, Coinbase says Canadian license makes it country's biggest registered crypto exchange. If you guys didn't know, Coinbase has now received its Canadian license and can now operate in Canada, which is very, very bullish for Coinbase and crypto in general. Now let's have a look at the ETF flows last week, and straight away you can see that we're back into positive inflows. It's not a major amount, however, at least it's not negative like the prior week. On to the next article. UK added 303 jobs in March, outpacing expectations for 200k. And not only that we've added more jobs than expected, but the unemployment rate in March dipped to 3.8% against expectations for 3.9% and February's 3.9%. So good news for the economy, bad news for risk assets. And yes, I know some of you are going to say, oh, but Bitcoin is not a risk asset, it's a store of value. And yes, it is a store of value, and the more institutional adoption we receive, the more Bitcoin will become store of value. However, right now, it's split between store of value and a risk asset because we have some institutional adoption and a lot of retail adoption. Okay, back to the article. Now, the reason why this is bad for risk assets is because risk assets are dependent on rate cuts. If we get a rate cut, the government will start printing more money and risk assets will start going up. If we stay higher for longer, that spike up in risk assets will be delayed. And currently the market is pricing in a rate cut at 50% on June 2024. Now on to the next one. Dogecoin now has its own version of Buzzy Bitcoin Ordinals project, Runestone. A month after the Bitcoin Ordinals collection, Runestone airdropped tokens to eligible wallets. A Dogecoin Ordinals project hosted its own airdrop this week in honor of the milestone. So now we have Dogecoin Runestones as well. This is what it looks like, and it's currently traded for 177 Dogecoins, which is roughly around $35. Now moving on to the next one. Solana struggles. Record 75% of user transactions are failing. Or are they? They definitely are, guys. I'm on the Solana network. I've used the Solana network over the past few days. They are definitely failing. Like literally, I have to put a transaction through at least 4 or 5 times for it to go through. I've been degening with $300 into some meme coins. I made like 2x and then I lost half, so I'm pretty much back to where I started. But I literally have to put a transactions 4 or 5 times for it to go through. If we have a look at this graph, all the red ones are transactions that have failed and all the green ones are ones that have went through. And as you can see, the percentage of successful transactions keeps decreasing, which does not look good on Solana. Now moving on to the next one. Ripple, the developer behind XRP Ledger, enters stablecoin fray versus Tether and USDC. The token will be 100% backed by US dollar deposits, short-term US government treasuries, and other cash equivalents according to the company. Sounds interesting, but why would they do this? Well, let's find out. The stablecoin market is over 150 billion today and is forecasted to exceed 2.8 trillion in 2028, Ripple said in a statement shared with CoinDesk. There's clear demand for stablecoins that deliver trust, stability, and utility. So Ripple's entering a market that's forecasted to pretty much 20x in a matter of 4 years. Now, I'm not really a Ripple investor or a supporter, and I don't know about you, but I think that this is a pretty good move for Ripple. Now, Mr. Schwartz, who's the chief of technology at Ripple, said the new stablecoin could also help breathe some life into the XRP Ledger's decentralized finance ecosystem. I agree. Which has a decentralized exchange but relatively low usage relative to other chains. I agree again. Unfortunately, Ripple has really struggled with the SEC lawsuit and has not received the adoption level as other big players in the industry. Now moving on to the next one. PayPal enables stablecoin to fiat option for international money payments. Users can now swap PYUSD for dollars to make international payment via Xoom. Well done, PayPal. This is exactly what crypto was created for. Now moving on to the next one. Dogwoof had down double digits as meme coins retraced last week's gains. Now yes, this is because the market had a dip recently, but I've told you before and I'll tell you again, guys. Meme coins have absolutely no utility. They only exist because of their community, and they will experience massive retracements if the market dips. Let's go to CoinMarketCap so I can show you exactly what I mean. So we've had down 20% over the past 7 days, and that's not all. Look at Pepe, down 16% this week. Floki down 15%, Bonk down 14%. All the meme coins are going down. This is exactly what I've been telling you guys. If Bitcoin sneezes, meme coins will bleed. But at the same time, if Bitcoin starts going up, meme coins will go up probably double or triple the amount that Bitcoin did. For example, just today, in the past 24 hours, Bitcoin is up 3% and Dog with Hat is up 11%. And if we carry on looking at all the other meme coins, Pepe is up 9%, Flocky is up 8.4%, and Bonk is up 4.5%. So like I said, Bitcoin sneezes, meme coins bleed. Bitcoin jumps, meme coins leap. Now on to the next article. BlackRock adds Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, UBS as APs for Bitcoin ETF. Looks like more and more investment banks want a piece of the pie. And that's quite interesting because the participation of Goldman Sachs is particularly notable as its wealth management chief investment officer just this week said that the bank believes that crypto has no value and feels no pressure to participate in the space, even as other TradFi giants are taking major steps. As I always say, watch what they do, not what they say. On to the next one. Ethereum could avoid designation as a security with centralization risk easing. JP Morgan says. Guys, I've covered this before on the channel, but just to remind you, centralization risk means that a person or a company owns too much Ethereum, and concentration risk means that too much Ethereum is staked with the same staking provider. Now, the staking provider in this case is Lido, which offers liquid staking, and its share of staked ETH continues to fall, which decreases concentration risk. That in turn reduces centralization risk because Lido doesn't have access to as much Ethereum, which makes Ethereum sufficiently decentralized and not at risk of being designated as a security. Okay, on to the last and final article. US SEC calls for comments on spot Ethereum ETFs. Now, if you want to see the ETF approval, I'm sure right now you're thinking, yes, Ethereum ETF gets approved, altcoins to the moon. And everyone that's bearish gets liquidated because this is the first time that we've received correspondence from the SEC regarding the Ethereum ETFs. Well, good for you, young Padawan. But unfortunately, you're forgetting that the Ethereum Foundation is being issued a subpoena by the SEC, and in order for this subpoena to be issued, there needs to be something called an internal order of investigation, which is very, very serious. And nearly 90% of subpoenas end up with a lawsuit. But don't worry about any of that. To the moon! You've got a lot to learn, young Padawan. Now, if you actually want to learn more about this, I'll be uploading a video later on in the week specifically about why the Ethereum ETF will get denied. Make sure you have notifications on so you can see it when it comes out. And with that, guys, we've come to the end of this video. If you like the information I provide to you, make sure you're subscribed and you follow me on Twitter at Alex Yanakov. Goodbye and see you in the next one.